Hi everyone, it's Kathy Maxon, Craft Creations by Kathy. Today I'm going to use this Grapevine Angel that I've had in my stash. I've had in my stash for a couple years. And I've never known, I know I wanted to put something in the middle. And I just didn't want to put the typical bow. So I've always wanted to try and learn how to do a fabric rag bow. So that is what we are going to make for our Grapevine Angel. So I had these fat quarters. A friend gave them to me. Again, these have been years in my stash. I was actually going to make some kind of snowman applique on the front of a sweatshirt, but I never got around to it. So I thought, what perfect. They're all whites, off-whites, with patterns on them. So I figured what a perfect idea to use this for my angel, my rag bow. So what I did do though, I did stiffen this and I bought some liquid starch. You can get this in Walmart in the laundry aisle. I used the light was 6 cups to water to each cup of the Sta-Flow. So the first time I let them dry, I have a clothes hanger. I just let them dry in the bathroom. So I put everything in a bucket. I threw these in a bucket. I squeezed them out. I hung them on the clothes rack. I also didn't think they were that stiff. They're still not really stiff. They're still kind of soft, but they're a little stiffer than what the average fabric would have been. And then I ironed them. When they were just a little bit still damp, I did run the iron over them. So what we're going to do is we're going to rip them. I got my handy dandy pink ruler here. I think I'm going to try ripping them. And I don't know which way it's going to rip, but I'm going to try 1.5 inches. And I saw somebody on a tutorial that if it rips uneven, which this one did, that is not the way to rip it. How about that? So I don't even know, because these aren't very long. Or what you can do is just cut them as straight as you can up the top. I just want to see if it really is true, because I thought they were ripping them on that biased edge, because these will be too short for my tails, and that actually is the way to rip it, but these are going to be too short for my tails. So I am going to cut some longer ones. I have 7 different fabrics. So I am going to rip some, and I could probably then use these smaller ones for my bow loops. So I'm going to continue ripping, and I will be back. Okay, as you can see, I moved to my mat. I'm cutting them 1.5 inches or thereabouts. And as long as I kind of keep my hand, my hand, I'm holding the fabric down, it's at least ripping a little straighter. So you can see, I mean, it is a little wider at this end than it is that, but not as much as that first piece I ripped. So that's just my 3rd piece of fabric. I got 4 more to go. I got all my fabric tore. I kind of got 7 piles of the different fabric that I got. So I want to show you the recipe that I've seen. You do 8 loops on each side at 5 inches. But if I take my ruler here, if I go to the center, 5 inches is way out here. And I don't know if I really want it to cover, you know, I'm trying to show that it's still an angel. So I think I may drop my first row down to 4.5 in that area. And then I'll drop down to maybe 3, depending if I go to 4. If I could do 4.5, then I'll go to 3.5. And then we'll go down from there. We're just going to do 3 size loops. And we'll go down in the number of sizes. I actually need my little thing in here. I also have brooches that I got, pins that I picked up from Walmart. So we can put that in the middle. That one probably looks too shiny. That one probably almost gonna go good. I also have this one, so I paid almost $3 for this one. That one's got kind of like a green hue to it, but we will use one of those too. So I'm going to try and use wire. So I'm going to use the Bodabra or any other item that's going to hold your ribbon or hold your fabric, because we're fabric cast. So the first thing we're going to do, and like I said, this is my first time making it. So I got to figure out which is my good side of my fabric and which is the wrong side, which is the right side. So kind of just like the ribbon, we're going to make sure we're using the correct side. So I am going to, so if we do a 4.5-inch loop, I'm going to actually have my back of my tail there, and I'm actually going to go to 5, because what I'm going to do, I'm going to slide my loop down to 4.5, and I'm going to pinch. So then that's going to give me a little tail that will get stuck in my bow that I want to have in my bow. And you're going to be pulling the strings out, and then I'm going to kind of give it a little twist because I want the front part of my fabric, or yeah, my fabric, to be, I should put this 4.5, but that's really not. So by the time I, by the time I looped it, so I'm gonna just, we're just gonna play this by ear here. So it's gonna be like a finger length past my Bodabra. And then I'm just going to pull this tail down. I'm going to get my next one. I'm going to do the same. I'm going to find my good side of my fabric. I'm going to put it at the 5, and I'm going to drop it down to 4.5. And I'm going to pinch. But this time I'm going to start my loop here on this side and just make it, you know, as long as that. I'm going to twist this though. Get in there and twist it. And then we'll put this. And this side you won't need to twist because it should be the correct side. And then we'll just lay that there. That was my second one. Let's do my third one. So you kind of get the idea of what I'm going to be doing. We're just going to go back and forth, a loop on each side. We are going to do, 8 loops total. I'm going to twist it as I put it in there. So now that's really big. So I don't know how that. I'm just going to do this. I'm going to measure it to there. So you guys can see what I'm doing. So I'm just making it go. So some are going to be longer, some are going to be shorter, just depending. So I just kind of want my loops to be around the same length. So then we'll go to this one. So there we have, it's between 4 and 4.5 inch loop. We have 8 loops on each side. I'm going to tie this off because I think in my Bodabra it's going to get too bulky. So I'm just going to pull this around. See, that's our nice big thick stack. I'm going to kind of twist it once, and since it's wire, I'm going to grab my needle nose pliers, kind of like the same that I do. I'm just going to tighten it as best I can, as tight as I can, and they're all stacked. And I'm going to leave my wire because we'll put in some tails. So they ended up being about, well, they ended up being about 3.5 inches. I was trying to go for 4. Let's see. It does look like the one side is a little longer than the other, so I can move my twist, my wire, over a bit. And then when I kind of measure them up, my loops are about the same. But the next section will cover it. So then we're just going to go, let's see, hang on, let me see, before we even go any further. So I like that. Like I said, I don't want to cover the whole angel. I want you to be able to see that it is an angel. So I am happy with that. So we did 8 loops on each side. This batch we're going to do 6 loops on each side. And we're just going to go a little shorter. Same concept. So I ended with the first one. I'm going to do this one. So then maybe this one, I just go to the edge of the Bodabra where we went over a little bit. But we're not going to leave any tails in this row. What I'm going to do is just go back this way. And I don't get a full loop. So what I will do is I'm just going to cut that off. So we're going to have 2 loops on one side, 1 loop on the other. And I'm going to pull this up so you can see. It's going to be they're going to be just a little shorter than the first one we did. So this one we're going to do 6 loops on each side. So that means when I start this one, I'm going to start it on this side. So I hopefully will end up with 2 loops of that one on that side. And then I'm just going to cut that off. Go to this pile. So I have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Glad I could count, right? Put that one there. Twist it. So one should have 5. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now this one will have 5 on the left. And then we're going to have 6 on the right. That's what we're going for, is the 6. And then we'll have 6 on the left. Okay, so that is our middle section. We'll cut that off. I think I'm going to build the next layer right on top of this one. So then we're just going to go to the next where did I start that at? I started on this side, so I need to start the tail on this side. So now I'm just going to go a little less. And this you can have, because I think I'm going to be able to get 4 loops, and that's all we're going to go for on this layer. So I should pick which one I want on the, do I like that one? Yeah, it looks like it's got like little poinsettias or something on it. So then I'm just going to go a little bit less than that one. Less than that one. Let's see if this holds true. Yes. Voila. So there is our 4. I'm just going to cut that off. Should cut it off a little shorter without cutting the layer. Okay. Oops. I pulled it up and I thought I lost it. Hopefully I didn't scare anybody. I'm just going to try to do it as tight as I can because, you know, we have those little end pieces that we're going to need to get tight in there. And so then this will go on top of that. We got that and we got that. Now we're going to do tails. So for now, I'm just going to grab one of each color and we'll see how many tails we get. I'm just going to fold them in half and stick them down. Stick them in here. I don't like that one because it has a skinny edge. It was one of my bad tears. We'll just stick there. So like I said, some are going to be longer than others. Oh, I need this one next. I think I got about 11 or 12 pieces out of each of my little fat quarters, I think is what they were. So you could probably almost do a second bow. So that's all our 7 pieces, right? 3, 4, okay. So I kind of want more tails. So I'm just going to start all over again with my pile. So that will give us 14 tails. And I probably should have been, that one's got a smooth edge. Let's do this. And if you want longer tails and longer loops, you're gonna probably have to get your fabric cut. Because like I said, these were only like a fat quarter. So I think that should be enough. I am going to, let's put these together. So let me put this batch on top of this one. So I'm going to tighten this up, and then I think I'm going to cut the wire. And then what I'm going to do, just going to tuck that under my sharp edge that I just cut. Tuck it under. I'm going to lay this on top of here. And I want to bring it around. You can use a pipe cleaner. I wanted to use a wire because I thought I could attach it better with the wire. Okay. And will our brooch cover this? And our brooch should cover, so that's good. I'm going to spread these out here. We're going to pick our tails up, and I'm going to get the tails right in there. Where's my wire? Pull them tight. Okay. Here's what we got. I don't like seeing how thick this is, and I don't like seeing the green wire, but I'm hoping when we fluff it out, it will look good. So I'm going to just stick it right here on this neck part of my little angel. Pull too tight, but I want to pull tight. Does that make sense? I did get some, I ordered it from Amazon. I got some brown covered wire. I want to put that, obviously you want these sharp, pointy edges and stuff tucked under so it doesn't scratch anybody's door. Okay. Kind of move this out so you can see. I'm going to make sure all of our tails are down. Oh, there's Lily. Sounds like my husband set off his car alarm. He always does that when he has his keys in his pocket. I have grabbed it very good and put it in the bow very good, because some of these are going backwards. At least it looks like it. I just kind of want to even them out. You can pull out your straggler. We'll do the long ones. Pull down these short ones. And then we can fluff up. What is this? That's a loop. That's a loop. That's a big loop. We just spread out our loops. Kind of just like in our ribbon. Don't pull too hard. You don't want them to come out of our... I think this is our second layer. And these are pretty. Should add 4 of them. So those 2 must go on that side. Oh, Lily, Lily, Lily. So I want to open them up, but I don't want to pull too hard because remember, we just had those little tails. So I don't want to pull too hard that I pull them out. Oh, Lily. So I think there is our Rainbow Angel. With our tails. So I hope you learned from this. I enjoyed watching some videos. So hopefully I did the creators justice. And I think we're going to use this pin. I don't have my hot glue, but this is what it will look like. And we'll hot glue that down. I think that's going to be very pretty. I have one more craft show this year, so I will be able to put this up in my craft show. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching.